Hey, I watched Knives Out tonight, 2019 movie, written and directed by Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson, who was coming off of doing The Last Jedi, a Star Wars movie that I did not enjoy. Um, you know, and that has been litigated and relitigated and stuff like that. That was a Star Wars movie that made me realize, oh, I'm no longer an 11, 12-year-old boy sitting in my pajamas in the back of my parents' car watching this at a drive-in movie theater, getting that awe feeling. It's like, yeah, that is past, and whatever it is now, I don't really need to continue on with this series. It's not for me. For those whose it is, that's great. I had issues with the movie that seemed fairly nonsensical, was having this weird back and forth conversation with its Uber fans about subverting uh, expectations and trying to pull this lumbering beast in a different direction. That's great. You go your direction. That's fine. So, Knives Out. Um, in this movie, which is very much in the tradition of kind of an Agatha Christie kind of, Murder on the Orient Express, very much in the movie tradition as well, where you have an all-star studded cast of people doing kind of all different kind of roles, so they can probably come in, do their role, and then zip out again. Um, Ryan Johnson subverting expectations, doing twists, is actually is quite good, and Daniel Craig doing English actors of a certain generation doing Southern accents can be rather irksome, but actually he's really quite good in this. And yes, it does sound very Kentucky Fried Chicken kind of bullshit, foghorn leghorn accent, which kind of gets pointed out in the movie, but it all works. It's sort of a kind of a shabby, shambling kind of Columbo performance, which Daniel Craig does really well after having to be so kind of cut and serious and and grim in his James Bond roles. It's like this is really quite a delight. Um, Chris Evans, Captain America, who I actually quite like as Captain America, is a good asshole. Uh, an asshole that maybe turns out not to be an asshole, but then that kind of but then is sort of, I wasn't really that much of a thing. But it's like I didn't really, it's one of these things where you don't care about the mystery so much as you care about the characters, the nasty characters, the good-hearted characters that are actually kind of put into the movie. So yeah, I actually quite enjoyed it. And if Mr. Ryan Johnson actually is behind Knives Out 2, I would be interested in seeing that as well. I'm not surprised that there is actually going to be a Knives Out 2. I guess we'll see if Ryan Johnson is the one who's actually doing it, if he's sold the franchise to somebody who will then crank them out in true corporate gleeful fashion or not. But yeah, so yeah, fun. That's about all I have to say.